Hello, everyone. It is Orly and Jason here for the Kindness Flash with Jason and Orly. I didn't get to let you say your name, Jason. I'm sorry.
I so knew you were going to skip me, so I was going to say Orly, but it's all good. They know who we are. Let's rock and roll.
I thought that I was Jason and you were Orly, but I don't think that they'll make the mistake. I think it's
we may have to put name labels up on the screen just to make sure people know who we are.
Yeah, I think we're safe to say that. No, I mean I think so. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'm Orly. There you go. That's Jason. Yeah, that's
perfect.
It.
What did you say?
For joining us for the Kindness Flash with Jason and Orly. You can catch us here every single Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Basically, the Kindness Flash is a newsletter that goes out every single month, at the beginning of the month. It's supposed to be going out today, so hopefully you guys will get it. If you've not received it and you'd like to receive it, you can go to LifeVestInside.com. And once you do, on the top right corner, there's a sign up button. All you do is click sign up and you'll have the opportunity to sign up for our newsletter. And every single month, we have a different theme. This month's theme, Jason, you want to tell them what it is?
It is endurance, which is why I'm coming to you live from not my office, but I'm coming to you live from Seaside, Oregon, which is right behind me. Behind those clouds, it's the Pacific Ocean. And it is 56 degrees and cloudy and a little drizzly, but it was too cool to be here and not be here with you guys. So, yeah, so I'm going to tell you guys a story here in a little bit just about why I think this location is really important with endurance.
Very cool. I happen to be in Jerusalem where it's like 90 degrees and gorgeous, no humidity. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping.
I laugh because and I'll tell everybody. I said if I wipe my eyes, I'm not crying. It's 55 degrees, and so the cold and the mist is making my eyes water really bad. So I do get emotional. So if it helps the broadcast, that's great. But if not, it's just cold. That's all there is to it.
So every like I said, every Wednesday you guys can catch us here, and we discuss the month's theme, and this month's theme is the theme of endurance. A couple of other announcements just before we get started. As you guys know, every Monday I do a weekly kindness kickoff with Orly, where I do a reading from my book, Kindness Boomerang: How to Save the World and Yourself Through 365 Daily Acts. And then I give you guys a really cool kindness challenge through an app called Unifier. Jason, you want to talk about Unifier? Because I know you love it so much.
Absolutely. It's wonderful. And I just want to see more people on there. I mean, bottom line, Unifier being UNIFYRE. And we want you guys to go on there. Go to LifeVestInside.com/unify. And, you know, we have a kindness challenge every single week, and we do want you guys to come on there. It's a simple way where we give a kindness challenge. You get to hang out and chat with Orly and myself in the chat room. But the way you do the challenge, and then you just check in with a selfie, a simple selfie. This week, we want you to go out and make sure you let somebody know how important they are to you. Show a little bit of gratitude to them. Too often we pass that by, and we want you to make sure to take time to invest in those relationships. And then all you got to do, take a selfie of you and your friend or something that symbolizes your friend, family member, whoever that you're honoring, and you post that on Unifier, and boom, you're done. But again, it's just a simple way to infuse kindness in our lives, and Unifier is the app we're using to do that. So come join us, please.
Definitely. That's and one other announcement before we jump right into endurance, guys, is Dance for Kindness.
Yes.
It is happening. We keep getting asked for people asking us, please, could you make it a little bit longer? Because this year we have a really exciting application. It's not just, what's your name and where you're from. It's a really fun application. The truth is I'm loving getting the answers from some of the group leader applicants. Jason, the question that you didn't like on the application process is the one I like the most, actually.
Oh,
it was
dear.
The question I wrote. You want to tell them what it is?
Not really, but I'm a leadership teacher too, so this question comes up at every conference, everywhere. It's just like, if you could be a superhero, who would you be and what would be your superpower? And bottom line, I just tell people, as long as I look good in my super suit, it doesn't matter what superpower I got, right?
Oh, man. Guys, if you want to join, and we hope that you do join, go to danceforkindness.com. You have the opportunity to sign up and to apply as a group leader. It's a lot of fun. We have, I think, so far, close to 100
We do.
cities. Close to 100 cities. And
do.
last year we had 120, so I think we're going to far surpass last year's numbers. And we're really excited. The group leaders are quality people that really just want to make an impact in their own community. So like I said, check it out again, danceforkindness.com. Now that all of our all of our announcements are put out of the way. But there's one more. I'm sorry, I almost forgot. We're going to be moving this Facebook Live. We are also going to be doing this on YouTube. So we'd love for you guys to join us on YouTube. We're building our YouTube channel up in a really exciting way. We have a lot of amazing videos that are going up there. Some of you have been on our YouTube channel, seen Kindness Boomerang when the film first went out. But we have other films on there, and we have other films that we're going to be releasing. So if you want to be the first to see those films, just go to youtube.com/LifeVestInside. You'll be able to subscribe to our channel there. And then every Monday and Wednesday, you're going to see our live broadcasts that are going to be placed up on our YouTube channel. So within the next month or so, we're no longer going to be doing this broadcast specifically on Facebook. So make sure that you follow us through all the way through to YouTube.
Yeah, people need to do that, because also stuff with the Inspiring Kindness law enforcement initiative that we're doing, I have movies that I've been producing, and they're going to be put up on our YouTube channel, and that's where people are going to get to see them, and they are fantastic. So make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. You've got to be there, be part of the family.
Awesome. All right, guys, so now we're moving on to the theme of endurance. Jason, I know that the place where you're at, right, that you're just describing to you, as you were describing earlier, you said it has the theme of endurance is sort of built into it. So maybe you could chat with us a little bit about that to start us off.
Yeah, absolutely. I was really excited because some friends of mine, actually one of their daughters is going to be here. And behind me, and I'm going to kind of put it up nice and high, you can't hardly see, but the reality of what's going on here, there's a beach volleyball tournament here in Seaside, Oregon this weekend. It's a 4-day tournament. And I was like, my friend said, hey, yeah, they're doing volleyball and stuff. And I was like, that's great. That'll be fun. That's a beach. It's supposed to happen. I didn't realize that this beach typically doesn't have volleyball nets. They put in 180 volleyball nets. There's 1,500 teams and 3,000 players coming to compete here in a couple days. I'm leaving town today, thank goodness, because it's going to become volleyball crazy town here. But I used to be a volleyball coach for 8 years, a varsity volleyball coach. It is honestly probably one of my favorite sports ever to coach. I love the science of the game. But a lot of people think, they're just hitting a ball over a net, then they wait, and da-da-da. Any volleyball player will knock you under can if you say that, by the way. So volleyball players have massive endurance, I think, because you think they go multiple games to win the match. And if you think that they're not tired by the very end, when they still have to give 100% for every single point, we're fooling ourselves. And then you start thinking of tournament play, and like, they did an entire match, great. Okay, now move to that court and do it again. And then endurance continues to build. Now, they have a vision where they want to take their teams, which I think is powerful, because we always want the big W. We always want the win in life and in everything that we do. But sometimes it doesn't go according to plan. Sometimes you get the ball shoved down your throat. In life, we sometimes get the ball shoved down our throat, don't we? Sometimes we have defense. We have things get in our way of our goal that stop that. So the ball, they block it, and then it bounces right back on me. I've got to react to those things. Again, it's not about quitting. It's about enduring and pushing forward and doing the best we possibly can in the moment we are in. And so that's why I just thought being here at this amazing place. I mean, the sun is just coming up. So guys, don't feel bad for Orly, where she's all warm, toasty, and it's the afternoon and she's getting tan. I'm freezing cold and the sun's barely coming up. That's how much I love you guys. That's just it. So, but I thought volleyball had a great parallel to endurance, and I kind of wanted to share that this morning.
So, that's a really, really great point. I know that last week we were talking about this concept of endurance as well, and tying it into, yes, endurance is always connected with athleticism very often, because you have to endure. It's sort of, you're fighting really against yourself. You're not really fighting or competing against anyone else. It's pushing yourself to different limits. And we were talking about that whenever we come into doing an endurance exercise of whatever that may be, an important factor in enduring is creating an end game. Mm-hmm. Where do you want to get to? What is your goal? And giving yourself a time limit, because by having a time limit, we have something that we're working towards. It allows us to endure. So even if our goal is something that's over the course of 100 days or 365 days or whatever it is, once we have an actual set amount of time and we work towards there, it makes it easier, because even though it's so much of a distance, we're like, okay, but look at how many days I already did. I only have this more days left, or this amount of days left, or this amount of things to do. It helps us to feel as though we are accomplishing, because in accomplishing, being able to show the accomplishments that we already have help us to endure. I've already ran the 10 miles. I only have another, 13 to go, whatever it may be. It helps us to endure. But one of the things, endurance itself, and I want to talk about some of the pitfalls of endurance today, some of the hardships that come along with it. Sometimes we think that endurance just means to be able to keep pushing until you get it. I'm not going to get, I'm just going to push, and I'm going to push, and I'm going to push. But there can be a negative aspect to that. I'm curious to know what you guys think about, well, how can endurance actually be negative? You have this goal, right, that you want to get to. We're talking about the importance of enduring and persevering. How can it be negative? Where is there a negative aspect to it? Jason, I'm curious to know what you think about that before I get my own answer.
Well, one thing is, you know me, I'm Mr. Story Guy. And so I do have a story that kind of parallels that. I had it in my pocket, literally crushed up out here. So I thought maybe if Orly goes upon it, then I'll mention it. And by the way, sorry guys, I'm on my selfie stick and reading. So if I fall off the boardwalk, hey, it'll be great TV. So there's actually a ship that was called the Endurance. And I don't know if people have heard the story before. And I have a paraphrased version of it because I think it talks about, people on a ship, they have a goal, they have a destination, but you don't know those hardships and stuff that are going to come through. And sometimes when you push too hard, this is what happens. So the quick story here is in 1914, Ernest Shackleton and his crew sailed to the Antarctic in the vessel called the Endurance. Not long into their voyage, they encountered polar pack ice and progress slowed to a stop. The Endurance was within 200 miles of their destination. See, they knew where they were going. Now, when the ship became beset, and as the wind compressed the ice in the Weddell Sea against land, the Endurance was slowly crushed to death, and the men forced to abandon her. Now, how Shackleton managed to reach South Georgia and arrange for the rescue of his crew remains one of the greatest survival stories of all time. The incredible resilience of the crew of the Endurance and the Shackleton himself is one of my favorite historical accounts because it serves as a reminder to us all. When things look bleakest, not all is lost. So whether we're hitting our goals or not, whether we're there, whether it's at our tempo or our pace, or if we're getting crushed by the world, which is really a life vest thing, guys. We all have our life vests. We're all going to get pushed down, but we're going to bounce back to the top. We don't need to. We can survive. It may just take a shift. It may take a pivot. And with the word pivot, that gets Orly excited because she's a basketball player, of course.
That does get me excited. It also reminds me of Friends, as you all know. You know the scene.
Yeah.
That's like one of the best scenes. If you don't, I'm sorry. I make a lot of Friends references. Anyways, no, but what you just said there, first of all, I love that story. And the concept of pivoting and shifting actually is really important. It's part of the danger if we only look to endure and we don't actually see our surroundings and we're not learning from it. You have a goal that you want to get to, but you're not learning, you're not actually adapting to your surroundings, and you're trying to continue to push forward, even though something is difficult. That doesn't mean you're a champion. You need to be able to, while you're enduring, you need to be able to look around you. You need to be able to understand your surroundings. You need to be able to adapt. Because sometimes the plan that we set out, right, we have our end goal, we have a plan, it was written out, it's perfect. We spent hours, days, and months on making it just right. And then suddenly, as we're trying to achieve it, we keep coming across these barriers. Some barriers are important to be able to push through because they're testing our perseverance. But some barriers are there to help us pivot, to be as a warning sign to us. Like this, even though you thought that this was your plan, that this is where you want to go, this isn't the best way to get there. You need to shift a little. And then suddenly you're going to find a small little crack, and then everything is going to open up. Things are going to open up huge for you. And this is really the danger of endurance. If we only think endurance without flexibility, endurance combined with flexibility will take you very far in life. But when you endure without being able to be flexible, without being able to be mindful of your surroundings, it can actually lead you to failure because it's just too much. Things never work out necessarily. Not never. I shouldn't say never. Never is a really strong word. But things don't always work out the way we planned. They work out better. But we have to be willing to see that it's not necessarily a plan that we have written up in a book, nice and neat and tidied away somewhere.
Well, Orly, I saw a picture this week And I was actually going to share it last week, and it was on my mind. It's been on my mind all week. And it's literally, if people can envision a guy rowing his boat in this crystal clear sea, and below the surface of the water are a ton of shipwrecks, other boats that have sunk, and he's just rowing over the top. Now, I thought a lot about this, and we'll get this image up to you guys soon. But what I thought about it was this. Also, endurance can be sitting in peace, in quiet, in stillness, as we talked last week a little bit, and waiting for the moment, because sometimes we are stuck in the middle of a sea. Maybe we're a sailboat without any wind. But never underestimate the current that is traveling beneath your boat at all times. It is never ceasing. It is always pulling you where you are meant to be. And so sometimes endurance means sit and be quiet, let the world catch up because you might have pushed too far ahead, or the world intervening and saying, you're going the wrong way. So have the endurance to listen also, so that we're doing the right things. And it will just energize us and energize everyone around us, and do what's right in this world. And it's the right thing to do. So, endure in a ton of different ways. I think this topic, I was worried about this theme this month about, my gosh, how are we going to talk about endurance all this time? And what I've realized is endurance is a giant blanket of just good, right things in our lives, and it can be coupled with everything. So our LifeVestInside audience and us, we endure, and endurance isn't struggle and hardship, because endurance can also just lead to great thing after great thing. So I just love the fact that people are here and enduring with us, enduring with technical issues, enduring with anything you can fathom. But I'm just happy you guys are here, because we are going to endure, and I can only see amazing things happening with LifeVest and every single one of you out there.
Thank you so much for that, Jason. I put actually a link to the picture that Jason was referring to.
Oh, thank you.
About the boat in the sea, in the ocean. You guys can click to that and leave your comments as to why you think that picture represents endurance. But guys, so again, we're gonna sort of wrap things up here. I think that the main focus that we want to really bring through today in today's Facebook Live is this concept of endurance and flexibility. So yes, we have to endure. Keep the goal, but remember to be flexible. Remember to understand that not always is your plan going to be the only way to get you to that end game. Sometimes we need to shift. Sometimes we need to pivot. And when we do, we see a world of possibilities open up for us. So, we'll throw up another picture soon, because you just clicked in my brain, Orly.
It's that journey, that endurance thing. It's not this. This is what we all want, right? To our goal. But most of the time it's this. And if you're doing this and pivot and turn and go to your goal, sometimes that's the most beautiful journey to have.
Very, 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 very true. So thank you guys so much for joining Jason and I on the Kindness Flash with Jason Orly. Again, like I said, you can catch us here every single Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Monday, you can catch me for the weekly Kindness Kickoff, where I do reading from my book and give you guys the Kindness Challenge. And for those of you that are interested in joining us for Dance for Kindness this November 11th, now is the time. It's going to be closing very shortly. danceforkindness.com. That's where you want to go to learn more and to apply to become a group leader. Or
I'm going to say, if you guys have questions and you're concerned, like, I just don't think I could be a group leader, reach out to Orly at LifeVestInside.com or Jason at LifeVestInside.com. We'll talk you into it, because guess what? I was a newbie last year, and it's very doable. So we want more the merrier, guys. Be part of the team.
100%. Thank you guys once again for joining, and remember that it's kindness that keeps the world afloat.
That's right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.